everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kelly and Andy McKain.
Yeah, for sure. I went through Overeaters Anonymous. I waited 3 weeks with the withdrawal that I went through because, trust me, quitting cold turkey after such an addiction, that was a process, Like, I literally felt disabled from doing anything physically and mentally. And then after 3 weeks, it started to go away, and I started resting better and getting up more often. But once the 3 weeks went by and I was no longer craving, I went to Overeaters Anonymous and completed all the 12 steps that are required, and I was a Christian, and was respectful of other people's beliefs. And going into it, though, I admitted one thing, which is I was addicted. The first step to doing it is acknowledging that you have a problem. And my problem was I let soda roll over my life and hurt relationships. What I went through, although not as dangerous as alcohol, was no different than alcoholism, because addiction can destroy things for yourself and for others.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's very similar to AA. You have to basically make that admission that you are powerless over alcohol. So I definitely powerless when it comes to that one.
Yeah. So what were the positives for you that came out of getting out of alcoholism and restoring your standing with others, but most importantly, knowing that you did the right thing, regardless if others let it go or not?
It was it started with the little things, not waking up with a hangover, not waking up in a jail cell. That's always a good plus. It was having the opportunity to salvage relationships. I had to rebuild my trust with a lot of people. They deservedly so. No one had a lot of respect or faith left in me. But I got through things with my family. Started working more on myself. Started picking up books. Started reading. Started learning a lot more. Kind of getting my head back together. And eventually, when it was time, worked my way back into the fire department, which was a real big challenge. A lot of folks didn't feel like I should be there. So I had to work double hard to kind of get respect back and make a place for myself. And I ended up becoming a paid member of the fire department and went on to become paid with EMS and other branches of emergency service. I started really learning about how much addiction and alcoholism were impacting first responders and the suicide and the PTSD and all that. So I started using my story as a way of sharing and trying to help others. And one of the best things in my world is that when I do go give my talks, somebody will, regardless if it's 20 people or hundreds of people, folks will, at least one person comes up and asks me about getting help. So that makes it all worth it right there.
Definitely. And now, how long did it take for you to get back into the fire department once you lost that trust and became somewhat of a pariah?
It's a good word. Nicely done, Doug. I hadn't thought of that one before. The agreement was I couldn't come back to fire until my probation was done, and that took about 2 years. So all told, it was probably 2.5, 3 years by the time I was able to really get back in and start going to trainings, start responding to calls, got cleared to drive the trucks again. Oddly, you get arrested for a DUI. People aren't real wild about you driving their very expensive fire trucks and things like that. So yeah, took a couple of years at least.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.